always dreamed of performing in Carnegie Hall. So I think this 2023 to 2024 season at Sound Espressivo will be perfect for you. As a platform, we host live online auditions so you can share your music with the entire world. Then we send you to incredible in-person venues like Carnegie Hall so you can perform solo, as a duo, as an ensemble, and with orchestra. This year we have a total of 4 gala events at Carnegie Hall, as well as 4 different opportunities to perform with orchestras in the US, in the Czech Republic, and even in Egypt. We want to help you fulfill your musical dreams. Go to soundespressivocompetition.com to check out our season and to apply.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's programs. Today, we are thanking you for joining us for a very special program. We are going to present auditionees who are applying for performances at the Carnegie Hall and with orchestras worldwide. And as always, our channel is dedicated to bringing live performances and events to audiences around the globe. Hello again and welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's music programs. I'm Anna Uspinskaya and I'll be hosting the program today for you. Today we are presenting the Carnegie Gala auditions and auditions for colORCHESTRA with orchestras worldwide. These auditions are designed to bring musicians through the experience of the virtual stage to the coveted concert halls and venues around the world. And one of them, of course, is the Carnegie Hall. Who doesn't want to perform at the Carnegie Hall? I do. And also we are auditioning musicians for the privilege to be invited as featured soloists with many orchestras worldwide through our colORCHESTRA program. So today, tomorrow, and Sunday and Monday, we'll be presenting auditionees from many countries who are seeking guidance and support from the judges through live comments, which you'll hear after each performance. And here's a little bit of information about our programs. The Carnegie Gala auditions and the colORCHESTRA Worldwide auditions are organized by many organizations, but I will just briefly mention the organizations which are putting most into organizing those events. First of all, I want to present my own company, Virtual Concert Halls. It's an internet TV broadcaster providing artists with a modern age virtual stage and ability to reach the audiences beyond the walls of conventional concert halls. Artist Venture organizes events, tours all over the world for musicians, various festivals, competitions, presentations, masterclasses, and so forth. Progressive Musicians is an organizer of many competitions and non-competitive events and presenting artists and concerts in very prestigious concert stages, including Carnegie Hall. Price Attractions is an artist advocate management company presenting artists to presenters and to season managers and concert halls, orchestras, and so forth around the world. And they have an incredible roster of musicians. Please check that out. Vocal Arts Management focuses on casting singers for opera companies around the world. Cicciarone Music and Arts is a boutique publisher of music albums in Switzerland and Italy. And finally, the Sound Espressivo Global Competition is an online live-streamed competition which combines competitive and live performance experience. And you saw on the screen many pictures of organizations which are adding their energy, resources, and their expertise to these events, and we are extremely grateful to all those organizations. And this is how we started, and that's our vision of the future. have a beautiful trailer, the Sound is Perceived trailer, which explains our mission and our vision. Let's play it.
No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound is Perceived Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.
That was our mission statement, and we created it when we created our organizations and our projects 4.5 years ago, and it still is our mission to bring everyone, to leave no one behind, to provide opportunities for all aspiring musicians who are working very hard to hone their skills, to improve their artistry, and to deliver it to the audiences. We are also expanding our reach, and that's also very important so that more people find out about these events. Maybe you enjoy just watching these events, or maybe you're a musician and you're considering stepping on bigger stages and presenting yourself to many others around the world. As you can see on the screen, we are on all major platforms. If you missed us on Vimeo, go to Facebook, go to YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and many other platforms. Those are major social media and video platforms. We are also on many platforms in different countries which provide curated content to their own audiences. They find our programs enriching, inspiring, and worth their audience's attention. So we're very grateful for those collaborations, and go check us out. Make sure you subscribe, click that bell so that you know when we are live again, and you don't miss learning about our future opportunities in our current events. The goal of these auditions is to encourage, to nurture, and to reward musicians who are proactive at learning their skills, at polishing their artistry, and of course about sharing their artistry with others, and of course developing their careers through developing their own voice. And this is a presentation describing these auditions.
Perform on our gala at Carnegie Hall. Auditions for the 2024-2025 season will be happening soon. We have opportunities for composers to have their works premiered and professionally recorded with the Leonard String Quartet, opportunities to perform a concerto with the New York Chamber Players and Orchestra Manhattan. Composers may also submit their scores to be premiered by these two fabulous orchestras. Solo opportunities, chamber music opportunities, and opportunities for large ensembles as well. Receive evaluations from the finest musicians, have a press interview, be featured on our daily internet TV show, receive certificates, medals, and a video of your performance, and have opportunities for many other awards. Applications are currently available on our website. Don't miss out on your opportunity to present your music on this world-renowned stage. We look forward to hearing your performances.
And as I said, part of our mission is to leave no one behind. We're inviting composers, soloists, instrumentalists, vocalists. Orchestras are joining our colORCHESTRA project and seeking more new soloists, new names to present in their own seasons. Quartets and other ensembles in the upcoming concert on July 1st. For example, we're going to present a unique, one of the presenters will be a unique ensemble from Madrid, Castanets of Madrid. If you're in New York on July 1st, don't miss out. This is a absolutely extraordinary and very unique ensemble. We are seeking musicians who are really honing their own voice and forming their own groups and with their own presentations. And as I said, there's no restrictions to how many auditions people can take. There's no restrictions to the age. country. There's absolutely no bias against musicians. Just be an artist you are, present yourself on your own terms the best way you can, and you will be supported through our organizations and through our events. In addition to the opportunity to perform at the Carnegie Hall, through these auditions, everyone is vying for an opportunity to be part of the season awards. So everyone is included in the program for awards, which are sponsored by our partners and collaborators. As you can see on the screen, they're fabulous awards, like album publications, professional management opportunities to go to various events. If it's for young artists, like high school or college students, they get sponsorships to join programs in the summer. And there are cash awards. We are engaging with the audience. For example, the Audience Favorite Award, which is sponsored by James Adler and Adler Oaks Library, and there are opportunities to present your concert on the virtual stage, and again, many scholarships from festivals, summer programs, and so forth. So if you are performing in these auditions, you are entered into the pool of candidates for those awards, which are sponsored by our partners, and we are very grateful for that support. And the concerts, when you audition, for example, for the colORCHESTRA, our team just returned. So when you win those auditions and you are invited to be a soloist with an orchestra, it's no small feat. These are really prestigious, well-established orchestras, and let's take a quick look at the actual orchestras and conductors who joined the colORCHESTRA project for upcoming seasons. We started 2 years ago. This is our second season with the colORCHESTRA, and next season we're expanding, and we are really grateful for all those incredible orchestras and conductors who are joining, coming on board, and adding their energy to finding and presenting artists. First of all, we're very proud to announce that Royal Philharmonic Orchestra has joined the colORCHESTRA project, and then also Lviv National Philharmonic Orchestra. We have Slovak Sinfonietta and Žilina joining this project. Each orchestra is different. They have their own programs, and Paducah Symphony Orchestra with their beautiful venue. And today we'll have the conductor of the Bolter Symphony Orchestra, David Patrick Hughes. This is one of our judges. And we also welcome the Butler Philharmonic Orchestra, which is going to be presenting our soloists, and Philharmonic Orchestra of Philippines, a fabulous ensemble if you want to travel to Asia. And we are welcoming back Western New York Chamber Orchestra, which has been with us for 2 seasons, and Philharmonic Orchestra Bohuslav Martinu, which just presented a concert with the winners of the previous auditions. And we have the Clark Endowment Foundation Orchestra, and of course Cairo Opera Orchestra, which also presented the soloists just this past season. And we welcome wonderful conductor Zhigorz Novak, a tremendous conductor with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, Scott Woodard, the music director of the Butler Philharmonic, Theodor Kuchar, who leads the Lviv Philharmonic Orchestra, Raphael Ponti, the music director of the Paducah Symphony, These are all incredible conductors. You'll love working with them. Oliver Fontahnani, a fantastic music director and artist, conductor of 2 orchestras which joined our roster. Gevorg Sargsyan, who just conducted 2 orchestras, 2 concerts in Cairo and in Zlin in Czech Republic. David Wroe joined us with his Orchestra Manhattan. Devin Patrick Hughes, the music director of the Boulder Symphony and Arapaho Symphony, joined us. Nader Abbasi, this is the music director of the Cairo Opera Orchestra. These are incredible. Conductor Glenn Cortese, of course, the music director of the Western New York Chamber Orchestra, which had been with us for 2 seasons. And we are extremely grateful. And it's very exciting, actually, that once you audition, these are the music directors and conductors who will listen to your presentation. They'll consider you as a soloist to share the stage with their wonderful ensembles and with themselves on the podium. This is an incredible opportunity for anyone to really step up, to play with the orchestra, to be supported, and to present their art on a really grand scale. So, and now, finally, I want to start introducing our judges for today's session. We have Dickran Atamian joining us. His career evolved from really highly excitable young artist into a maturity of a statesman of the instrument, where his prodigious technical prowess was fused with rare musical acumen to deliver electrifying performances around the globe. He worked with the most prestigious orchestras and performed on all of the stages, which everyone knows. It's household names of those stages. And then he turned into artist advocate, and he leads his own management company, which is a partner of our organizations, helping us organize those events. The price attractions, please make sure you visit the website to find out more. Welcome on stage, Dickran. It's a great honor and pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for joining.
Thanks. I enjoyed doing this very much. It's a great part of my schedule. I like it. It's very nice. Great opportunity to interact with artists, and what little we can help, it's to offer it up, continue things and inspire them to continue this serious music tradition. I don't call it classical music. It's serious.
Thank you so much.
Not that I'm serious, but
And thank you for your generosity, for supporting the artists and for supporting these projects, and for extending your expertise and your energy to really making this these possibilities open to many, many artists who never thought this was possible. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And next, I would like to invite on our virtual stage music director of the Boulder Symphony, conductor David Patrick Hughes, highly regarded for his exhilarating score interpretation, advocacy for music accessibility, and innate passion and entrepreneur vigor. David Patrick Hughes is an American orchestral and operatic conductor of Irish and Guatemalan descent, and an incredible supporter of our programs. He performed and led many, many orchestras around the world, and he is also a very up-to-date modern artist. He leads his own a talk show, Symphony One. Please make sure you check out that show. It has incredible guests in there. It's a regular show on every audio platform and downloadable. So, Devin, thank you so much for joining us, for being part of this program, and for opening the doors and the venue of your wonderful orchestra to the candidates to potentially be invited to be featured soloists with your orchestra. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Anna. It's great to be here, and I'm looking forward to hearing our wonderful soloist today.
Wonderful. And with that, we are ready to present the first candidate. Our opening act for this weekend of many, many auditions will be a singer, Anastasia Antropova, and she's going to present Rossini una voce foco pa, an aria. Enjoy it. Welcome on stage, Anastasia. We're looking forward to your performance. Wonderful
Wow.
opening act. Okay,
Yeah.
now to the judges. David, would you like to start?
Yeah, I think that was beautiful and wonderful performance and captured the spirit of the music and the story. I thought very easy to follow, very easy to accompany. I think very clear for the orchestra. I loved your embellishments that you added to the music. I think just the one thing I might suggest for future performances online, the only thing I would have liked to hear is just a little more of the detail. And I think because of the performance space you were in, it was very boomy. It seemed like some kind of castle or beautiful place to perform. But it would be great to just hear just a little more, like for judges or clarity over the internet. It would be great to have a space that is a little less boomy, just so we could hear more of the details of the performance. But overall, wonderful work.
Thank you, David. Dickran, to you.
Yeah, well, it's what, 7:28 here on the West Coast, and if that doesn't wake you up, then I feel sorry for you. I agree with Devin. That's quite a start and a standard. The rest of the day and weekend will be definitely judged against that. That was tremendous singing, a great range. She has phenomenal range within her soprano. What category is that? Do you know? Is she a spinto or a lyric soprano? I don't know. I'm not a singer.
I think it's a dramatic soprano.
Dramatic. Okay. Well, whatever her category is, it's got tremendous.
We're getting some
coloratura.
From...
Okay. All right. Coloratura. I'm so sorry for all of
but
my
she has such a
deficiencies.
huge voice.
No, it's an incredibly, really, just I keep saying the same thing on these competitions. It's just like, auditions, sorry. Everybody brings something incredible to the table here, almost everybody. And her presentation was exemplary. Her acting is excellent. This is a very difficult aria. I'm familiar with it. And it has everything in it. If you can't tell what is her name, Antropova?
Anastasia Antropova.
Antropova. Yeah, I was familiar with her. I believe I saw her screening. It's just beautiful, beautiful, exciting singing, captivating. I was, kind of like on the edge of my seat. I just couldn't believe it. It was really great singing. Among the greats. Yeah.
Thank you so much, judges, and thank you, Anastasia, for putting the standards so high for these auditions and for this really awakening opening act to our weekend of many, many auditions. With this, we will be moving on and inviting on stage our next candidate. Stacey Kim is a violinist, and she will be performing Mendelssohn Violin Concerto in E minor, Opus 64, first movement. Stacey, the stage is all yours. Please take it away. Oh wow, brother! And I want to also extend my appreciation and bravo to the accompanist, to the collaborative pianist. That was quite a tutti at the end. It's not an easy one. Okay, well now to the judges. Devin, would you like to start the comments?
Yeah, that was great. I think that the technique is quite good. All the notes are, I can tell you've put a lot of time into preparing and played that a lot. I think the one thing that I would look for is maybe a little just more. It seems a bit careful, generally speaking. It seems like like you haven't been unleashed. Like I would like you to kind of let things go and maybe a little more just leadership in terms of you're leading the accompanist. The accompanist was there with you 100% of the time. And I think, yeah, just for some more excitement, just for some more forward energetic momentum. And I'm not talking about rushing, but some of the passage work, just really playing that a little more fluently and lighter. So it's more connected. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Just, I would like to see just a little more imagination, a little more creativity. Like you've actually composed the piece, like Mendelssohn's long gone, but you're recreating it now. So I would just like to see maybe you take a few more risks and keep going at it. You're a young person. You're gonna keep getting better and better at this concerto. That's my main feedback. But brava and beautiful playing.
Thank you, Devin. Richie, to you, Dickran, please.
Yeah, I agree with Devin. This is an interesting case. I think she has all the potential. If she was here, I don't know Is she listening or
Yeah,
whatever?
she is.
Okay, well, you have a lot of talent, and the thing is, it's almost there. Just like in the who was it that says almost only counts in horseshoes, right? But in music too. I think almost is kind of an interesting word in itself. But what to me is interesting is you only need one ingredient. I could say a million things, which would take all day. But if you find your voice, then this whole thing is solved, this puzzle, this riddle. What I found great about it was, for example, to be analytical, she's the only one I've heard in years, including that fabulous Mendelssohn we heard last time, that's ever done the opening phrase without losing that last note. This part. They always go. They drop that dump bump. They treat that last note of that phrase as part of that previous phrase when it's actually picking up to the next downbeat. Nobody does it, including Shlomo Mintz, who I think probably has the greatest Mendelssohn E minor opening of all time. But then again, I just heard Christian Ferras, pretty darn good. So, everybody's got a voice, but that's my point of this whole little dissertation, is that she's got to find her voice. You have to find your voice. Sorry, I'm speaking to the violinist. I think you're very gifted. It's clear you can play the violin, but like Devin said, everything is in dull strict time. You need the space between the notes never vary right now, and they can easily. If you hear the harmonies clearly and you know when to leave a harmony, when to stay in a harmony, those problems are solved. But right now, it's not metronomic. It's still sensitive, but it doesn't say anything yet. But you're about to say something. I think you're going to emerge as a sayer, and not as just a doer. Okay? You've got to say something, and it's got to be your own voice. That opening can be done so many different ways and still be gorgeous. But one thing you've got to do, which you already do, is that you know which note belongs to which note. That connective tissue there, you did it. But it wasn't your own. It was just accurate. Accuracy is not poetry, okay? So what this performance needs is your brand. We're talking about brand all the time in music, artists. What's the brand? Well, it's really just the name, Vladimir Horowitz. That's the brand. But if you go deeper in the playing, you've got to put your brand on Mendelssohn, just as Devin said. He said, recompose the piece. Don't decompose it, It's like Mendelssohn's gone, So you've got to put your idea forward, and that comes from the very first phrase, and that will dictate policy throughout the piece. We're going to know what you're going to do with the rest of the piece from this opening. And then I might say, there's so many things to say, there's no time. I might say one thing about the accompaniment. I've never heard anyone play every note of that accompaniment, and that was admirable. That
Absolutely.
was very good pianist. But the problem with it, either acoustically or miking or something, it was slightly distracting from the soloist. It was a lot of orchestra, and then, not that she was drowned out, that's not what I'm saying, but there was something about his also being in dull strict time most of the time and not having any space between the notes that was different than the other space between the notes that just came before. Case in point, in the opening, it didn't move at all. It was da 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 da. Nobody wants to even open that concerto with a metronomic accompaniment like that. That goes out to all conductors. That's a problem I've always had with conductors, is that they're not bringing enough to the table. Now, this guy plays all the notes, but he's not bringing enough to the table. He's not inspiring his soloist by going yada da 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 da. It's got a. Yeah, I mean, I can't sing with a, blankety blank. But the point is the space. Now that was good, but it didn't have her voice. Okay, that's all I've got to say.
Thank you very much, both of you judges. And I want to thank Stacey and her pianist for a wonderful performance and for inspiring this discussion. What do you do once you nail down all the notes, once you nail down all the traditional approach to the interpretation? What do you do next? And we had quite a deep discussion about that between the judges. And thank you for performing at that high level where that discussion becomes possible. All right, we'll be moving on to our next candidate. Ana Maria Mendieta, a harpist, will be performing the Asturias by Isaac Albeniz. And this is a custom arrangement by her own self, Ana Maria Mendieta, and Vincent Russo. Ana Maria, the stage is all yours. Welcome. Yeah, drum roll. What a wonderful performance. And Anna Maria is also the arranger for this piece. All right. Devin, would you like to start the commenting? And let's bring Anna Maria also here. I believe she's with us on
yes,
stage.
there we
Welcome.
go.
Yeah,
Hi there.
Wonderful.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Anna Maria. That was wonderful. Did you've played before? Have you played before?
For the Carnegie Hall.
For us.
For Cairo.
And did you? Which piece was it? Was it this piece or a different piece?
Or in Cairo, it was actually quite a collection of pieces of tango and Spanish music. So we included this as a part of a collection. So it was a tango and flamenco suite.
Nice. And is this a new arrangement then? It looks like you performed this a few years ago. It was arranged for that performance.
It was arranged actually for an album that I created, and the album was released in 2020.
That's great. Yeah, and I think it's wonderful when performers create their own arrangements. And I was looking at the arrangement; it's really wonderfully done.
Thank you.
I think the one thing that I might suggest is I saw there's a few things that are a little bit different. So it might be like measure 33, for instance. I think you still wanted the percussionist to play. It would be great just to update that. So it's exactly because obviously when you make your own arrangement, you always find things in the performance or the rehearsal that you want to add. But I think that's sometimes one thing that we want to make sure we do is to update those so people who have not played it or might not be able to see you playing it would be able to know that. But that would be the only suggestion. I thought the performance was wonderful. The style was superb. I think playing this for an audience would be a lot of fun. And of course, like that you have your own arrangement, you can send the parts. That makes a huge difference. So congratulations and bravo.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, let's hear from Dickran.
Yeah, I mean, this is by far the most successful rendition of this piece that I've ever heard. I love the transcription or whatever it is, the arrangement.
Thank you.
The orchestra, I mean, it was just beautifully done. And isn't this called Leyenda? This piece?
Yes, good job. Yeah. That's right. It's nicknamed Leyenda.
Yeah, I've heard Pepe and Angel play it so much, and I'm so sick and tired of hearing guitarists waiting for those chords. It's like, this was phenomenal because we finally heard it in tempo. Not that it was dull strict tempo, because, I mean, you did just the thing I was talking about in the previous segment. There's just beautiful spaces in this performance, the space between the notes. As one very profound philosopher told me, it's not the notes, it's the space between the notes. I said, Paolo, that's very profound, So that it is profound because what you've done with this piece has transformed it. It's a fantastic transcription. I mean, all the different instruments it was just came alive. And now I don't want to hear any more guitar versions of it. It's like, sorry, the Romeros, but this was really very successful execution of this work. And it's originally a piano work, right?
That's what's so much fun. Yeah. It's originally a piano work, mimic guitar.
It's no good on the piano. The piano, it's too easy on the piano, and it's no good. This is really great. This should be it. This is the definitive Leyenda, or whatever it's called. And there's so many reasons why it's definitive. Your playing was poised and beautiful. Nice outfit, by the way.
Thank you.
I really it was really the whole production. It was a production, So do you do these things all the time, these productions?
Well, during the time of COVID, we were doing that. But I love doing video work, film work, and so I do. I try to keep up with more things all the time.
Oh, we should bring COVID back then. It's like there were some good things in COVID, right? Obviously. Right. Yeah. No. This was tremendous. I really enjoyed it. Wow. Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much. Thank you, Anna Maria, for
welcome.
your
Thank
wonderful
you, Anna.
arrangement,
Thank you,
for this
Richie.
beautiful
Thank you,
production.
Devin.
I'm really impressed. The whole thing
you.
brought the Spain here in its best. This is incredible. And thank you for joining the auditions, for bringing this gorgeous piece on stage, and bringing all this joy for everyone in the studio and watching online. Thank you, Anna Maria. It was great.
Thank you. Thank
Great
you, Anna.
performance.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you, Devin.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Brava. Wonderful. We will be moving on to inviting on stage our final candidate of this session. I'm reminding everyone we are in session 1. This is the opening act of the weekend-long live finals of the auditions for performances with orchestras, which are joining and have joined the colORCHESTRA project. This is a be-featured soloist with orchestras worldwide. And specifically, we are auditioning musicians who applied to be featured soloists with the Boulder Symphony, and we have our music director, conductor David Patrick Hughes of the Boulder Symphony judging with us, and we also have Dickran Atamian, the owner and of the management company Price Attractions, and the artist advocate. These are representatives of our judging panel today, giving comments to musicians after their performances. So our final candidate of this session, session 1 of the auditions, is Aurelia Faidley-Solars. She's a cellist, and she's performing Tchaikovsky variations on Rococo theme for cello and orchestra. Enjoy, Aurelia. The stage is all yours. Welcome. Brilliant.
Great performance.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Bravo. That's right. Okay, Devin, let's hear from you. This is a candidate for your orchestra.
Congratulations, Aurelia. That was incredible. Can you tell me, if you don't mind, how old you are?
Aurelia wasn't able to join the studio today.
Okay.
So this was a recording, obviously, with the orchestra. Yeah, and I believe she's 15 or 16.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty impressive for that age. I think just technically it's wonderful. The orchestra is right with you. It's just a great orchestra accompanying you. I think the only thing that I would like to see a little more of is your interacting with the orchestra. You are in a position where it's a little bit hard, I guess, to maybe turn around. But even just kind of enjoying what the orchestra is doing, obviously the conductor is there to accompany you. But if you can connect personally with the musicians, turning back, just when there's a horn solo, when there's a flute solo, when, the strings are with you, when you're doing something where they might need a little more leadership, physical leadership from you. That's always going to enhance, I think, your performance of this. This is probably the first time you perform this, so I'm sure you're going to get better and better at it. But that
David,
would be
if I may ask you a question. This is actually a question which I've often had. I've presented it as a problem for solution with many orchestras, depending on the stage configuration and so forth. She's positioned in front of the orchestra. As a pianist, piano can be also positioned in front of the orchestra, or can be kind of moved a little bit in line with the violins and cellos with the orchestra. And I always preferred kind of a merged position for the orchestra to be sort of inside the orchestra as opposed to upstage. Now, question to you: what position do you prefer, and is that always dictated by the configuration of the stage, or conductor's preference, orchestra's habits? Can you enlighten me on that, please?
I think it's ideal when the violin, the first violin section, which is normally on the conductor's left, is going to move back like a whole seat, so a whole stand. So they essentially move back. The stage manager helps them. Usually there's a little time before the concerto. And ideally, the soloist sits in that position between conductor and the first desk of the first violins. Obviously, in her configuration, she's a little in front. That could also be acoustics. There's also there's acoustics, there's stage space, as you said, that you have to take that into consideration. But definitely, I like to have eye on the soloist, especially they might be a little forward, but it's ideal if the soloist can turn one way and see the first violin, and turn the other way and see the conductor. That's kind of just an ideal, I think, scenario to have visual connection in addition to the musical connection.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it adds for the opportunity for the ensemble kind of interaction. Now, with your orchestra, with the Boulder Symphony at the venue where the orchestra is performing, do you foresee that the soloist you will select will be more or less in that more coherent, coordinated
Yeah, I
position,
think
or
so.
more
And
upfront?
I think so. And also, like with harp and cello, they're a larger instrument. So that might facilitate them being a little more out of the orchestra. A violin or clarinet or flute, it's easy to put them wherever you want because they're just, one instrument, a smaller instrument. So, but yeah, I would say that in the venue, they would be more within the orchestra if possible.
Yeah, I really like that position so much better. It's when the soloist is up front, it's a big disconnect from the rest of
But
the
yeah,
orchestra.
I agree. And still, I think just given her performance, that would be the one feedback is she can, even though she is a little out front of the orchestra, she can still turn and connect with them a little more. So she's more including them as their, as their leader, as opposed to being a separate soloist from them.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt. I think you.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah.
Some other
That was
comments.
my main feedback. So I'd love to hear what Richie has to say.
Okay, Richie, please.
Devin, you're too much, babe. I tell you, I mean, I really respect your opinion, but I just gotta say, everyone's missing the whole point of this little girl. I mean, this was absolutely one of the most moving experiences of my lifetime. I mean, I can only remember John Perry playing the slow movement of the Schubert D major sonata, opus 53. I mean, this is when I was very young and I was a student of his in a very intimate recital setting. Maybe I was affected emotionally, or something, but I remember just being reduced to tears. I mean, he was capable of that kind of playing at one time. And so, and if you're listening, John, I'm so sorry if I compared it to your later playing, but the point is, it was one of the most moving things at that time in my life. And I can't recount hearing live things that really, not too many things have ever moved me. Totally in love with this girl's playing. And the reason why is because she becomes the music. She's not there to show off. She's not there to play the fastest, all that stuff. I mean, her technique is so fluid. I just forget about that there's even a problem in this piece when she plays, because everything is so purposeful. Everything is so impromptu, so on the spot. She is so in control of the elements that you forget that anything is difficult. It's just pure music. She reminds me of Carlos Kleiber, the conductor. When Carlos conducts, it's pure music. You're not aware of all these upflicks and ictus, all this nonsense. Gustav can talk about it all day till he's blue in the face, and I just go, well, yeah. It's absolutely music. When Faidley plays, and I've been listening to her a lot because she's one of my artists, and I'll put that out there as a disclaimer since I'm on the jury. I shouldn't be able to judge, but I am therefore judging. And I judge her to be a genius, and I judge her to be one of the few people that's ever moved me in my life. I heard a brilliant cellist the other day, and you can probably figure out who this is. She's touring everywhere. You could just figure that out. Okay, and I thought, wow, this is really incredible. Yes, it was the fastest I've ever heard anything ever played, from Beethoven Opus 69, Sonata the A Major, to the Arpeggione, to the Rococo, to the Dvorak. It was faster and more accurate and more stunning than I've ever heard anyone play, probably any instrument. And I thought it was quite artistic. It was, it was very musical, very intense, but there's something missing. This girl has what you might say is star quality, but that would be a vulgar way of putting it. She has a poetry and an innate inner self-effacing quality to her playing. She exposes her innermost feelings through every stroke of the bow. And she takes her time and connects things so beautifully that, I mean, I don't want to hear it any other way. She convinced me that this is the only way to play Rococo variations, and I've heard them a million times. And I've booked a million people doing it with various orchestras. I mean, this is like, and in a way, it's my favorite cello piece, well, other than the Dvorak concerto. But I can't say enough about it. I didn't cry, but maybe I'm just too old to cry. I don't know. Maybe my eyes aren't tearing properly anymore. You know, maybe I don't have any more juice left. I don't know. But I have to say, without that, that aside, it was one of the most moving, consistently moving performances I've heard in recent years from the first note. I had a little problem in the theme with a couple of things, but you know what? I'm not going to even mention it because she is so totally convincing, so totally committed, so totally virtuoso. The demands, they're nothing for her. And when she gets older, yeah, I suspect that it's going to get faster, but it's never going to lack the space between the notes that she produces now. Every note means something to this girl, and I just can't say enough great things about her. She's just phenomenal.
Thank you very much. Thank you both, judges, and Aurelia, thank you for glorious performance of the Rococo variations and for your very meaningful rendition of this piece, which every cellist plays in the world, of course. And it's always great to hear it performed with a fresh and committed artistry. So this concludes our first session, and I want to thank again our judges and everyone who joined this session, the auditionees, for bringing the artistry. Thank you. Thank you all very much. This is not the end. This is just the beginning of a long weekend of auditions for the performances with various orchestras around the world through the colORCHESTRA auditions project. And we are especially thankful to Boulder Symphony and their music director, Devin Peter Hughes, who joined the judges panel today. This first session was dedicated to the candidates who applied specifically to perform with that orchestra. And we are, again, very grateful for all the attention from our audiences and from our collaborators and partners and everyone. Please don't forget to check out our other shows. Of course, this weekend we're focused on the auditions, today through Monday, but we are live every day with music and musicians around the globe, with Beethoven series, with various programs which we bring to professional musicians as opportunities to expand their careers and grow as artists, and to the audiences who may enjoy this kind of programming where they get to know musicians as artists through their performances and as people through the conversations with them. And with that, I also want to thank our fabulous team of broadcast designers, producers, directors of the show. You see their names on the screen right now. And today this show was brought to you by show directors Jennifer Savage and Christian Palagi, and with assistance with our tech support team from our tech director Frane Rusinovic and James Welch. And this program are made possible by our great collaboration with many organizations around the world, and we are thankful and very grateful for all the support and all the help we get, and of course to the beautiful music which auditionees bring to the table to these auditions. Our next session will be on Sunday, June 16th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard, followed by another session on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then followed by the session on Monday, June 17th at 2 p.m. And we hope you join us again. Please go to our channels. We are on many channels, on many platforms. Make sure you support these programs and you support musicians who participate in these auditions by leaving comments, by subscribing to our channels. And of course, please visit our website where you can find out more information about our seasons and about the auditions, the opportunities for musicians to perform at Carnegie Hall and with many orchestras worldwide. And of course, about our next season, which is filled with the events. Many of those events are already available online. You can see them on our websites and on our social posts on our channels and all the other outlets where we present our programming. With that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you all very much. See you again soon. Bye.